try to make it through this, each and every one of you. Your precious love means more to me than any love could ever be. For when I wanted you, I was so lonely and so forgot what love would do. And darling, when I realized that you were truly and
Little Jerry Butler, I think that's his name. Good old doo-wop.
that they don't know. For as long as you're in love with me, then our love will grow
All right.
deeper than the sea. And of all
Well, good morning, everybody. Hope y'all having a good morning. Hope everything going good for you.
for you to say
Hope life is treating you
that you'll be my girl
good.
and do
Hope God is blessing you, blessing your family,
wanting you.
and whatever discouragements you got going on in your life. I pray that you find some ease somewhere.
Well, that's what love will do.
Mr. Butler said that's what love will do. You know, I was thinking this morning a little bit about life, looking at my life and where I've come from throughout my life, thinking back over the years, the decisions I've made, things I could have done, things I could have done differently. And, you know, sometimes you can look at your life and say, man, I wasted a lot of time. Sometimes you can look at your life and say, man, I wish I had done this, or I wish I had done that. But it gets to a point to where you've got to stop looking back at your life and wishing you had done this and wishing you had done that and wishing you had said this, good morning, mama, and wishing you had said that. At some point in time, you've got to stop looking back at your past and your life and just wasting time thinking about what you could have done and where you could be. Get over it. You did not do it. You are where you are. That is it. You cannot go back and change the past. You can't go back and remake decisions. Get over it. You are where you are, and the rest of your life depends upon what you do right now. The rest of your life depends upon what you do right now. And a lot of time is wasted, not just from looking back in the past about where we should have been and what we should have did. A lot of time is wasted by looking in the past, but also by procrastinating with things that we want to try to accomplish in our life for the future. Procrastination is an enemy of success. Procrastination is an enemy of dreams and goals. Procrastination has hindered so many people from being the best that they could be in their life. You and I have one life to live. One earthly life. One earthly life to live. And I am a believer that you should live it to your full potential. You do not have to just settle. If you want to settle, that's fine. But don't blame anyone for you settling. You don't have to settle for where you are right now in life. And I'm not talking about financial, so to speak. I'm not talking about where you live physically. It can be spiritually, it can be emotionally, it can be socially, it can be anything. But you don't have to settle for just being where you are right now. There's a whole future in front of you that's waiting for you to grab and take hold of. I got some quotes today that I want to look at from Les Brown. Les Brown is a motivational speaker. He's probably one of the most famous motivational speakers that I know of. But he says a lot of things that I think can help us when we think about our lives and what we want to try to achieve. I think a few weeks ago I did a lesson on reaching your goals and setting goals and then formulating plans to reach those goals. And one of the things I said is that, listen, if you have no goals, you have nowhere to go in life. You're just standing in one spot. If you have a goal and you don't have a plan, you have nowhere to go in life. You're just standing in one spot. You got to have a goal or goals. You have to have a plan or plans. Then you've got to take action. You got to take action. Les Brown says, you must take action now that will move you toward your goals. You've got to develop a sense of urgency in your life. You've got to take actions right now that will move you toward your goals. You got to develop a sense of urgency in your life. How bad do you want it? And so in order for you to move forward and get out of the same spot that you've been in for a long time, you've got to set goals or a goal. You got to have a plan, and then you got to take action. Goal, plan, action. And if any of these three here are missing, then what's the point? Goal without a plan, what's the point? You got a goal, you got a lot of actions, but you'll have no plan. You're going to end up somewhere else, not at your goal. You got a plan and you got action, but you ain't got no goal. What's the plan for? Okay. You got action, but you have no goal. Which way you going? Where are you going? You going in circles? You need goals in life. You need a plan to reach your goals in life, and then you need to take action. And there's no point in time to exactly right, Katie. Make a plan and then work the plan. And that's where we have to be. We have to get to the point to where we work the plan. But before we can work the plan, we got to get to the point where we got to have a plan. And you need to put it down on paper so that you can have something to remind yourself of every day of what you want to achieve in your life. And everybody's goals is going to be different. Okay? Goals are based upon life. Goals are based upon the circumstances you find yourself in, either as a mother, as a father, as a husband, as a wife, as a single person just coming out of high school, as a single person, as a person in high school, as a person in college, as a person who's already working in a career. Your goals are going to change based upon your circumstances in life. But you must write down a goal. You must have goals. And then you need a plan to reach the goal, and then you have to get your butt to work. Let me just give you an example. Let's say, for instance, you set out in life, and what you want to do one day is let's say you want to own your own business. Let's say you're a young lady out there and you want to own your own business. You want to have a hair salon. Okay? Your goal is a hair salon. Okay? So we're going to write hair salon down. All right? That's the goal. Hair salon. All right? Now, what is the plan to get to having a hair salon? Well, money, experience, building, knowledge of how to run a business. All of these things here are part of your plan. They're not necessarily the plan, but they're a part of the plan. What you got to do is try to figure out how to acquire these things right here so you can meet this goal. Okay? The knowledge you need to have a hair salon. What that is going to become, that's going to become its own sub-goal. And you're going to need a plan to reach that. So how do you get a plan so that you can reach the knowledge you need to have a hair salon? Well, it may require you to go to school. But what about the money? What is going to be your plan to get the money you need for the hair salon? What is going to be your plan to get the experience you need for the hair salon? What is going to be your plan to acquire a building for your hair salon? See, even if you set a goal sometimes, up under that one goal that you've set may be sub-goals that require their own plans in order for you to reach your ultimate goal. But you need a plan for each one of these so you can figure out how you're going to get to this up here. And once you formulate a plan to get to all of these up here, then you can start moving toward each one of those sub-goals. You can start saving your money. You can start figuring out what school you want to go to. You can start seeing, are there hair salons that you could possibly work in part-time to get some experience? You can start looking for locations that you could possibly and potentially want to put your business at some point. But this is about you working the plans that you have put in place. Fear. I think fear, y'all. Fear is the number one thing that causes people not to move toward their dreams in life. Fear. Fear does. It has stopped so many people from reaching their full potential. So many people who could have chosen, Sister Bradford said, I've always heard plan your work, work your plans, and your plan will work. I like that. I really like that. I've always heard plan your work your plan, and your plan will work. Amen. I like that. Most people are hindered from doing that because of this right here, fear. Les Miles says, when you face your fear, most of the time you would discover that it was not really such a big threat after all. We all need some form of deeply rooted, powerful motivation. It empowers us to overcome obstacles so we can live our dreams. He is exactly right in that statement. A lot of the things in our lives are where we create this false barrier of fear are things that are really are not a threat at all. We put up the fence of fear and we hinder ourselves. And then when we finally overcome it, we look back and say, man, that's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I got a good friend of mine. I think I've told you all this before, those of you who watched. I got a friend of mine, friend of the family. She's a wonderful person, awesome Christian lady, just a good mother, a good wife. But she had some goals that she wanted to try to achieve. And in order for her to reach that goal, she was going to have to step out on faith and leave one thing and move into a whole different environment, into a new chapter in her life. And there were some things that she was going to have to do in order to get there. And she was afraid. She was scared to death. And me and my wife encouraged her, and other people encouraged her to just step out on faith. You can do this. You can do this. She felt inadequate about herself. She didn't feel like that she had what it took to accomplish those goals that she set. She got out there, y'all. She not only achieved the goal that she set, She not only overcame the very thing that she thought she didn't have the potential to overcome, but she went even further. She went even farther than that to do something else that she was afraid of, and she overcame it too. And when she looked back, she said, man, it's not as bad as I thought it was. And many times in life, things that we make an obstacle really are not obstacles at all. We have told ourselves it is an obstacle. And we have put that barrier up in our lives, and it will not allow us to move forward because we have a blockade on our minds. And where did that blockade come from? That blockade could come from anything. It could come from how you feel about your own self, your own potential. That blockade could come from things in the past that you've tried to do and have failed at, setbacks. And you know what? Les Miles says something about setbacks here. He says, anytime you suffer a setback or disappointment, put your head down and plow ahead. Notice he said, put your head down and plow ahead. He didn't say put your head down and stop. Put your head down and turn around. He says put your head down and plow ahead. We are going to suffer setbacks in life. We're going to not achieve things that we try to achieve for that moment. There are going to come times where that happens. We're going to become disappointed. And it's a human reaction, a normal human reaction to drop our heads. There's nothing wrong with dropping your head as long as you continue to move forward. Now, I can tell you all day long, keep your head high, don't drop your head. But the normal human reaction is for us to, oh my goodness. Like Les Brown says, drop your head and plow ahead. Drop your head all you want, but don't stop moving. Don't stop pressing towards your goals. Find a different way to get there. I think I've used this example before too. Let's suppose you have a kid who's going to college. They have it planned out, boy. They got it all planned out. You got a person that's going to college and they want to be a doctor. And they got it planned out. 4 years. 4 years to be a doctor. Actually, it's going to take longer than that, but I'm going to use 4 years as an example. 4 years to become a doctor. Get out, do my intern. Do an intern, 2-year intern, and then find a job. Okay, I'm just change this 4 to 8. So you got a kid going to college. They want to be a doctor. They know it's going to take 8 years. So they got 8 years to go to school, 2 years internship, and then after that, find a job. So in totality, in the next 10, 11 years, this person will be a doctor. And here's what happens. Along this way here, in these 8 years, something happens where this kid can't afford to go to school anymore right then. And they have to withdraw from school to get a job. Oh my goodness. Their world is going to come crashing down. And the reason why their world is going to come crashing down is because everything is not working out as they thought. Everything is not working out as they planned. So they withdraw from school, they work, and before you know it, their whole life has changed. Now they would rather just continue to work at Walmart, wherever they are, which is not a bad thing, and give up on this right here because they are so discouraged and so frustrated and disappointed that everything didn't work out, so it must not be meant. Let me tell you something. We need to get that out of our vocabulary. The phrase is not meant to be. We need to get that out of our vocabulary. If it is not meant to be, it's because you don't want it to be. Not because it cannot be. The phrase is not meant to be is a way out. It's a way to distract yourself from the fact that it takes hard work and perseverance to move forward. Stop saying it's not meant to be. It's meant to be if you want it to be. And this person here that wants to be a doctor can still be a doctor even if it takes 18 years to get there. Yeah. Work a little, school a little. Work a little, school a little. Work a little, school a little. The question is, how bad do we want to reach our goals and see our dreams come true? We've got to want to achieve our goals more than we are afraid of moving forward after setbacks. You got to believe in yourself. Les Miles says your level of belief in yourself will inevitably manifest itself in whatever you do. And he's exactly right. Your level of belief in yourself will show in the amount of effort you put forth to reach your goals. Robert said, if plan A doesn't work, stay cool. The alphabet has 25. And I like that too. He's exactly right. If plan A does not work, stay calm, stay cool. The alphabet has 25 more letters. And here's something to think about. Going back to this scenario right here. In life, instead of having a goal and one plan, I have found that it's more productive to have one goal or two goals, whatever, however many goals. I have found that it's more productive to have one goal and multiple plans. I'm telling you, this is so important. If you have a goal in life that you want to reach, formulate multiple plans to reach it. Here's what that's going to do. Number one, it's going to keep you from getting discouraged if plan A doesn't work. See, when you base all of your success on one plan, you put all of your emotions, you put all of your effort, you put everything into that one plan. Everything you have, you put it into that one plan to reach your goal, and that doesn't work. You have let the air out of yourself. There's nothing to fall back on. You have totally destroyed any chance of you moving forward because all of the energy, all of the enthusiasm, all of the motivation, all of the optimism, everything that you had, you put into one plan, plan A. And now, since plan A didn't go through, you are shot because you have no energy left. You have no optimism left. You have no confidence left. You have no self-esteem left. Why? Because you packed it all in to plan A. But when you have a goal in life that you're trying to reach and you formulate multiple plans, you take your energy and you spread it out into plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D. And you take your confidence and you put it in those plans. You take your optimism and you put it in those plans. If plan A falls through, that's okay. We're not through yet. I got plan B. If plan B falls through, that's okay. We're not through yet. I got plan C. If plan C falls through, you say, that's okay. I expected this to happen. I'm keeping on moving because now I got plan D. You don't put all of your eggs into one basket and one plan, because when you do that, you're setting yourself up for disaster. Have a plan and have a goal and have multiple plans to reach those goals. That's important. It's important for you to do that because you're going to have a greater amount of success if you have a greater amount of plans to reach those goals. Cortez said, also, and we also got to be aware who connect ourselves to when trying to reach out. Oh, yeah, you're exactly right. I think that's an important one right there. You have got, when you're trying to reach your goals, you want to connect yourself with people who have done it and who are doing it. I tell you, listen, I love everybody. I don't care who, I love everybody. Those who are moving forward in life, those who are not moving forward in life, the rich, the poor, whoever they are. But let me tell you something. If you want to be successful, if you want to achieve your goals, if you want to learn what it means to formulate a plan, you better surround yourself with people who have done it. Because the people in your life who are telling you it can't be done, do you know do you know the people that give you the most advice on your life and how to be successful? Or the people who haven't been successful? You know the people who tell you it can't be done? The people who hadn't done it. You know who tell you it can't be achieved? The people who hadn't achieved it. You know who tell you stop hanging around the ones who tell you to stop hanging around, stop hanging around them and, who got their business. They think they all there. Stop hanging around them who've done this or who got money. They think they all that. Don't get caught hanging around them. You know who tell you that? The people who ain't got nothing. And the people who don't want to have anything. Yet, if you're going to be successful in life, you've got to surround yourself with people who know how to make it happen, who knows how to make it happen. You got to surround yourself with people who are making it happen. You got to surround yourself with people who are going to motivate you in such a way to where when something comes up in your life that frustrates you and disappoints you, those people are going to tell you, you can't stop now. You cannot give up now. Cannot give up now. One of the problems I have with a lot of these politicians trying to get us to despise rich people. I have a problem with that. And the reason I have a problem with that is because a poor person has never given me a job. I have never been hired by a poor person. A poor person has never helped me take care of my family. A poor person has never helped me put food on my table. A poor person has never helped me pay my house note. A poor person has never helped me send my kids to school. A poor person has never done that. There's always somebody rich and who has had money that has helped me to be able to support my family. And you know what? I want to know how they did it. I want to know how did that person own that business, come to own that business. I want to know how did that person right there come to be as prominent as they are in a managerial position at Walmart. I want to know how this person here moved up from a cashier, now they're a district manager or a general manager. I want to know how that person right there started off cutting hair on his front porch and now he has a barbershop downtown. I want to know how this person here who came from nothing down here in the ghetto and is now a lawyer in Birmingham, Alabama somewhere. I want to know how they did it, and the only way to know how they did it is to surround myself with people like that. Success really is a state of mind. It begins as a state of mind. And instead of us being led to believe that we should turn our nose down at successful people, we should look at successful people as examples on how it can be done and figure out how to do it. Les Brown says this right here. You have the power to change your life. Change is difficult, but often essential to survival. You cannot expect to achieve new goals or move beyond your present circumstances unless you change. The change in your life begins with you. Change begins with you. No one is going to change your situation. No one is going to change your life. You must make the change. Yes, people can encourage you and people can tell you, oh, you have the potential to do this. You have the potential to do that. That doesn't mean anything until you make up in your mind that you're going to put forth the action to get it done. Remember what we said earlier. Goal. And I'm going to put an S on plans. Goal. Multiple plans. Not one plan. Multiple plans to reach that goal, and then get to work. Get to work. As Katie said, make a plan, then work the plan. It begins with us. I also think that sometimes the way people view us holds us back as well. If a person has a certain opinion of you, and they see you in a light that you don't see yourself, if you're not careful, you will let that person's opinion of you define where you are in life and where you're going to go. And you've got to stop that. Talking about that, Les Miles says this right here. Other people's opinion of you does not have to become your reality. Other people's opinions of you does not have to become your reality. Just because people around you believe that you cannot do it, that does not have to become your reality unless you want it to become your reality. Just because people around you believe you're not intelligent enough to achieve it does not have to become your reality unless you want it to become your reality. You cannot let people define what you can do in life and who you are as a person. You define yourself. You've got to think more highly of yourself and what you're capable of and the potential that God is giving you than what other people think of you. Mama says, sometimes we as people get stagnated. We begin to accept the way it is and don't try hard enough to move forward. Yep. We've confused the concept of contentment. We think contentment is being satisfied with your current situation in life, not complaining and staying where you are for the remainder of your life. That is not what contentment is. When God said contentment, he did not mean that we could not push forward and try to achieve more in life. He did not mean that we couldn't try to improve our living conditions and try to improve our knowledge or try to improve our family or try to improve our finances or whatever the case. That is not what contentment means. What contentment means is this right here. I am where I am. I am happy about where I am, and I will not complain as I try to move forward. That's what contentment means. That's exactly what it means. Hey, listen, I drive a 1999 Buick LeSabre. Y'all, that thing's so clean. Woo, look like a junior Lexus. 150,000 miles on it. My wife drives a 2003 Ford Expedition. Got that used too. It's pretty nice too. But my wife wants a Lexus. We're not getting no Lexus right now. And now, that doesn't mean that she won't get one in the future at some point in time if the Lord blesses us. But here's how I look at this. We have vehicles to drive. We get back and forth where we need to go. And we are satisfied. We are not worried about a thing as we work toward the goal of her getting her a car at some point in the future. That's what contentment means. Contentment doesn't mean you can't strive to do things, to get things, to be successful. Contentment means I am not worried about it. I am happy where I am, and I'm going to keep that attitude as I move forward. Contentment doesn't mean, man, I better not try to do more with my life. I don't want God to think that I'm not, think that I'm not appreciative. God will think that you're not appreciative when you start leaving him out of the plan. That's when God will think you're not appreciative. God wants you to move forward and be successful as long as you keep him at the helm of your decisions and at the helm of the plans that you have made to achieve your goal. That's what God wants. I left my main Bible at home, but I got one right here. Even in the book of James, when James was talking about people planning out their day and planning out their life, let me show you what James says over here in James chapter 4. Let's see here. In James 4 and verse number 13, James says, "Come now, you who say, today or tomorrow we will go and do this and do such in a city, spend a year there, buy and sell, make a profit. James says, you planning out your day, you're planning out your year. But what you should say should be based upon this. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Your life is as a vapor, and it appears for a short time. But what you ought to say, if the Lord's will. If the Lord wills. And what James is saying right there is this. You can't. It's nothing wrong with planning out your day, planning out your year, moving forward, trying to improve your life or whatever the case may be. Just don't forget the Lord, because your life depends upon the Lord's will to allow it to extend beyond this very moment. I remember when the apostles were following Jesus and they said, Lord, we're going to leave everything we have. And Jesus says, don't you worry about that, because in the age to come, I will bless you with more than what you have right now. And he was talking about houses and stuff like that. I'll bless you. Just follow me. And so God wants us to achieve more in life, because think about this. What we achieve in life, when we move forward in life, is only going to help the kingdom. It's only going to help us to be able to do more to bring glory to God. That's why I tell people, I don't hesitate. I want to be rich one day. My folks from Main Street, they'll tell you, I have said so. Sorry about that. I have said so many times I want to be rich. I want to be rich. Okay? I'm just straight up with you. And the reason I want to be rich is, the best feelings for me is if I'm out somewhere and I see a family in need, a genuine need, and I can walk up to them and say, hey, what's going on? And they tell me, and I can say, look, come on, get your family. Let's go to the store. Let's get this. Let's get that. What's wrong, man? Is something wrong with your home? You need something fixed? I take care of it and go to the store and buy. Man, that is the greatest feeling in the world, to just have money in your bank account and somebody's got a need and you can just help them. Boy, that sends me on cloud nine. It's no greater feeling. And so I want to be rich one day so that I can use the money that I have for the glory of God and to help everybody who has a need. I pray for that so that I can help my church family when I see some of my members in need, and I can just put them to the side and say, hey, is everything okay? No, I'm going through some problems. I got my light cut off. Listen, don't you worry about a thing. Let me speak to you and your husband after services. Y'all take this and don't y'all worry about it. Man, I'm telling you something. That's my dream in life, to be able to do that. My dream in life is to be able to get to a certain point to where I can lift somebody else higher than me. Because what's that going to do? What that is going to do is, the more people that I lift higher than me, then if I ever get down, I can look around and see all these people that I can grab and help pull me back up. Man, that's a dream. That's a dream I have always had. Not to mention the fact that I always wanted to open up this big old place to where we can go and shoot pool and the kids can play and stuff like that. You know, I get to that too. But making sure God is a part of our plans is the key ingredient for the recipe of life. I want to close out with one more quote from Les Miles. Don't let the negativity given to you by the world disempower you. Instead, give to yourself that which empowers you. Don't let people and what people say kill your motivation for moving forward. You've got to find, I pray, Cortez, you got to find something with God's help that's gonna enable you to push forward. Motivation is the key, y'all. There's got to be something. You got to find something to motivate you. Okay, look at it this way. Let's suppose I put a tightrope across the Grand Canyon. A tightrope across the Grand Canyon. And I asked one of you all, I give you $100 to walk that tightrope across the Grand Canyon. Listen here, you can give me $1,000 to walk a tightrope across the Grand Canyon. I am not walking a tightrope across the Grand Canyon. I ain't no fool. But what if somebody told me, okay, Tony, since you won't take $100, since you won't take $1,000, they couldn't even give me $10,000 to walk a tightrope across the Grand Canyon. I am not walking a tightrope across the Grand Canyon for $10,000. But what if they said, Tony, one of your children are over the other side, and if you don't get across there in an hour, something bad is going to happen. Let me tell you something. I won't have a second thought. I will be on that tightrope before they finish even saying the phrase. Why? Because my motivation to get across that tightrope now has been dramatically increased. And what's on the other side is more important to me than anything on the face of this earth. And I'm not going to let a little thin rope stop me. I'm not going to let fear that I may fall and break a bone or die stop me. I want what's on the other side, because what's on the other side matters to me. And what you've got to do in life is you've got to figure out what to put on the other side of the Grand Canyon that is going to make you continue to press forward no matter what. You got to find something in life that's important to you that you want to live for, something in life that's important to you that you want to reach your dreams and goals for. You got to find out what motivates you and take what motivates you to press forward and make the necessary changes in your life so that you can continue to reach the goals and dreams that you have. Your dreams are out there. Your goals are out there, but you got to go get it. No one is going to give it to you. You've got to go get it. So what you waiting on? What you waiting on? Go get your dreams. Go achieve your goals. Life is a dream, and I dream of you. You know something? I didn't even have that song on. It just came on at the right time. Ain't that amazing? Ain't this country? Ain't that amazing? Thank you for this lesson, Brother Tony. This was exactly what I needed to press on. Thank you, Brother Rob. I appreciate you, man. And I appreciate y'all, all your comments and everybody's comment this morning. Y'all have a great day. I'm going to get ready to get off here. And we'll be back with you tomorrow morning, Lord willing, for our Bible class on the life of Christ. No, not Les. I'm sorry, Ed. Not Les Miles. Les Brown. Les Brown. And I did not tell everybody that. But yeah, thank you for asking me. Roll Tide, brother. All right, y'all take care. Love y'all. Pray for me as I pray for you. Keep my family in your prayers as we keep your family in our prayers as well. Y'all take care. Peace out.